There is a story, we are told, every time the drums of war start beating again. It is not a new story, and its age is part of its power. It is the story of a world divided into two camps. On the one hand, the noble stewards of freedom, and on the other, the encroaching shadow of tyranny. The only sane response, we are told, is preemptive violence. To resist this logic is to embrace cowardice, to hide behind walls, and to shirk our global responsibility. The problem, of course, is that this story is a lie. It is a lie because it creates a false binary between globalist imperialism and a kind of imagined isolationist cowardice. It is a binary that serves only the interests of a permanent ruling class, not the people it claims to protect. Most ordinary Americans, particularly those now dismissed as MAGA populists, reject both extremes. The American people, we, desire a strong, secure nation, not an endless campaign of global policing. We want practical stewardship of our country, not the sacrifices demanded by foreign entanglements. The reality we see is more tragic than any Hollywood war epic. Why is there always money to fund the retirements of Ukrainian bureaucrats, but none to fix the bridges in Pittsburgh or the water in Jackson? Always a budget to secure the borders of Israel, but not to build the wall that we were promised. America has become a nation that cannot or will not care for its own, yet somehow finds limitless justification for meddling in the fates of others. It is not generosity to abandon your family to tend to your neighbor's affairs. It is not charity to secure another nation's sovereignty while neglecting your own. This is not magnanimity, this is dereliction. It flows from a deeper commitment to a kind of imperial liturgy, a ritual sacrifice of national interest on the altar of global ambition. So when Vice President J.D. Vance reportedly pushed back against Israeli officials during what was described as an intense phone call, warning them not to drag America into another war, he was not being cowardly. He was doing something far rarer in Washington, acting like a servant of the people rather than a high priest of an empire. But the priesthood is restless. Israel has made it clear that its goal is regime change in Iran. Many of our own Republican leaders, Lindsey Graham, Mike Pence, Nikki Haley, David Frum, are now happier than they've been since 2003. The scent of divine fire is in the air. The old sacrificial logic, shock and awe, hearts and minds, good and evil, is being dusted off for one more holy war. And yes, Trump may wish only to strike a few nuclear sites and call it a day. Perhaps he believes sincerely that a targeted campaign would suffice. But the question is not, is this all Trump wants? The question is, what gods does the system serve? And can even Trump resist them once the liturgy has begun? History suggests the answer is no. Retaliation, inevitable, would draw the United States deeper, and with each escalation, the window for restraint narrows. We are not moving towards peace, but toward a renewed cycle of murder and martyrdom. And in the end, what lesson does this teach Iran, or anyone else? That nuclear weapons are the only sure defense against invasion. That sovereignty without the bomb is a mirage. That to survive, you must kill or be killed. And so the system commits us again to an implicit vow that we will return every few years to kill a new crop of Iranian leaders and scientists, that we will maintain dominance not by virtue, but by vigilance and violence. And if we do not occupy, then we will orbit, permanently, ominously, like a wrathful deity just beyond the clouds. Meanwhile, we remain in a proxy war with Russia. We still fund the pensions of foreign bureaucrats. We still have no wall. We still have tens of millions of illegal immigrants in the country. But the engines of sacrifice must be fed. The choice to turn away from this is not isolationism. It is sanity. It is an attempt to break the ritual, to interrupt the sacrifice before it begins, to say, no, enough is enough. So fill up your gas tanks, watch the markets, take your bets. Will something happen, or will this too vanish into the ever-expanding file labeled nothing ever happens? But if it does happen, don't ask why, ask whom. Whom does this serve? Whom does it sanctify? Because men like Lindsey Graham are smiling again, and their smile reveals everything.
In the new world of the Mojave Wasteland, fighting continued. blood was spilled, and many lived and died just as they had in the old world. Because war never changes.